Hi Crackers, it's Karen, and I have a project to share. This is a Beachy summer project. I'm just now getting to my summer projects. But what I did was I altered one of these crates, and I picked this up at AC Moore. It was on sale for $1.99, so I had picked up a couple of them, and I altered it using this paper by K&Co. It's called Journy, but it's that Beachy paper that I really, really love. It's like one of my all-time favorites. And Beth from Beth's Scrapbook Room had sent me another pad of it, which I was thrilled because it's been clearanced out at my store. So thank you, Beth. So I used that, and I used this Mod Podge, which I had found on clearance at AC Moore as well. And it says that it creates a textured finish. Thick build, non-yellowing, dries clear. I used this because I was out of my normal Mod Podge, and it really didn't create a textured finish. It's thicker than regular Mod Podge, but it really didn't create a texture that I noticed anyway. So, but I used this. So let me share the project. I think it came out really sweet. Like I said, it's a Beachy project. And this is it. So I'll show you all sides, and I'll go through what I did to create it. See, I used the paper from the collection, and I just went over the crate. Really sweet. I think it came out sweet. I'm really pleased with it. And then those are the altered jars, I guess they're canning jars on the inside. But the first thing I did was to paint the crate. I'll take the jars out for now. Paint the crate. This I forgot to grab the paint, but it's a seafoam paint, and I believe it's by Americana. So it came out this really sweet greenish blue color that matched the papers beautifully. So I painted the whole thing first with a light coat of gesso, and then with this paint. On the bottom side, just everywhere, of course. And then I used my vintage photo and distressed all the edges and some of the sides, if you could see that, because I knew I wanted some of the paint, I wanted to leave some spots open without paper, and I wanted it to have that distressed look about it. And I distressed all the paper using my Prima Distress tool and the vintage photo. So that's how I did that. And then for the inside, I used my Stays on Black ink and my really cute mermaid stamp, and I stamped her on the inside there. It came out really good. I wasn't sure how it would come out, but she came out really sweet. And then for the opposite side, I used this stamp, with all the seashells and stuff. Really sweet. That came out really crisp and clear as well. So I was pleased with how that came out. And then I just started covering the crate with the paper, and I was inspired by when I was at AC Moore. They built a AC Moore in the next town over, which Becky and I were thrilled about. So when we went over there, they had like a sample one of these crates, and I guess they had used Tim Holtz paper, and they had done it, of course, differently and everything. So that's where I got the inspiration, the idea from a sample at AC Moore. But I debated on how to put the paper on. I didn't know if I wanted to do it like with strips and, just in a collage type way, or if I wanted to do it in a more, neat fashion, like with these 2-inch strips. And I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but anyway, I decided to go do it this way rather than having, do it like a decoupage type deal. But I did do some tearing up here and used some other papers within the tear, just as contrast. And also on the bottom there, I bought feet to put on it. I was going to put feet on it, but then I decided I like the way it sits, just the way it is. I thought it came out really cute. And for the top, I used this really pretty flower that Wanda, she's Boxy Bell here on YouTube, had created for me. Thank you so much, Wanda. I love this flower, and it was perfect for this project. So I used that as my like centerpiece flower, and I just created off of it. And I used all of these flowers are from Wild Orchid Crafts. This is one of the big trellis roses, and I don't know if you could see, but underneath that, the corner flowers is a piece of corner of a doily from the Paper Bag Lady and some cheesecloth, and then I just built off of it. I love this green color and the walnut color of these cottage roses and the small ones. I added a little bit of real seashells in here, and this is a piece of real sea glass. It's a little bit sharp, but I think it'll be all right. I used some of these pearls that Rosanna had sent me. I really love these, Rosanna. Thank you so much. So I drooped these around. And then I did basically the same thing on this side with the trellis rose sitting on top of one of Julie's doilies and the cheesecloth and the pretty roses from Wild Orchid Crafts. And then I adhered a true seashell here. And did the same thing with the pearls. So I thought the top came out sweet. And over here you could see this is one of the chipboard elements that go to the collection. It's like it's a sticker, but I inked the back of it, and I just adhered her this little sandpiper back there so that it, you know, she looks like she's back there. I thought it came out really cute. The lighting is kind of off today because it's rainy and the sun's trying to come out, but I hope you can see the detail. I added this chipboard element here and here, and this one here with the pearl inside. Then for these edges, this burlap is the trim that I'd gotten at Hobby Lobby a little while back. This burlap trim, I really love it. Same with this one. I hope they get that in different colors, but it really worked well for this particular project. So that's the crate. Really sweet, I thought. And then for the jars, I picked these jars up at Hobby Lobby as well. Or not, I'm sorry, AC Moore as well. And what I did for each one of them, I used that same Mod Podge, and I took some of this burlap that I had gotten on a roll at Hobby Lobby at one time or another, and just wrapped the jar with the burlap, and then when it dried, I went over it with a strip of the paper from the collection. Used my vintage photo to distress it and the Prima Distress tool. This is brown seam binding, but I used my Moonshadow Lindy Stamp Gang to spray it this deeper brown color with a hint of turquoise. I forgot the name of the color. And then I adhered the chipboard element in the middle there. I thought the colors worked really well. So I did each jar differently with a different color burlap, so I thought that was cute. And I know this is the back of the jar and this is the front, but because of this latch, it would have been hard to, you know, leave that bow here. It would have gotten messed up. And I thought about adding charms to this latch piece, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'll still do that, but I left that side alone. So there's that one. The next one I used this white burlap that also I found at Hobby Lobby. Excuse me, and this bluish paper from the collection using vintage photo and the whole bit. Mod Podged it on. I thought it came out really sweet. And then this was white seam binding, and I dyed it with my Whale Watch Blue Lindy Stamp Gang, and, you know, crinkled it and stuff. Made the bow, and then this little seagull is another one of the chipboard pieces from the collection. So I thought that came out really sweet as well. And then the third jar is this one, and I used this deeper color burlap. See, it's a different shade than the first one. This one is much lighter than this one. And I went over it, and then I went over it with the peach paper. And then because the background of the crate has the same beach paper, or peach colored paper, to set it off a little bit more, I went over it with this crochet trim from Joann's. And I thought it just looked really sweet with the white trim around. Whoops, sorry, almost lost it. I thought it looked really sweet with the white trim on there. And then this seam binding was also white, and I used my, I believe it's K&Co Coral, I want to say. I'm not quite sure, but it's Lindy's Stamp Gang, and it's one of the coral colors. But it came out really good. And then I just used this chipboard element from the collection on that one, the little starfish. So really super sweet. And you know, the jars can fit in there, and you know, one could be for, I was going to label them, but decided against it because I thought whoever, you know, receives this, you know, she could put what she wants in each jar. I was going to label one seashells, sea glass, and whatever. But I decided not to label it in case they wanted to put buttons and brads and just whatever in it. So, but the nice thing about this is, you know, they fit inside the crate, right? But also the top, because I only decorated this front panel, this back panel is plenty big enough to hold another set of 3 more jars. Let's see if you could see that. You know, like some could go below here, and then 3 more can go on top. So I thought it worked out really well. I'm really pleased with how the project came out. And the night that my one stepdaughter left, it was really, really quiet in the house again, and I wasn't liking it. You know, when your company leaves, it's just, I don't know. It's always sad when they leave. But so I went in my scrap room, and I started this project, and I was done by the next afternoon. So it was pretty much a quick project. The thing that took the most time was waiting for the Mod Podge to dry on for each step, you know. So that's my Beachy Altered Crate project. And I really love the way it came out. I'm going to use this other crate, but I think I'll do it in more of a shabby chic or vintage style, but and use mason jars, the ball mason jars for the inside of this one. So that'll be a project for down the road. So thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon, and enjoy your day. Bye now.